right. Thank y'all so much for coming. This is one of my favorite calls, the Building Belief calls, and we have three ladies here tonight to share their stories just about the products and a little bit about the business of how it changed their life. So we're going to first start with Priscilla. Priscilla, will you just introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, hi, everybody. My name is Priscilla Bresnahan, and I am a Silver Ambassador. And I've been with Plexus for a little over 2 years now. I originally started with a 7-day trial that I won, so those really are amazing. I started drinking my pink drink for about 3 days, and I was like, sign me up. This stuff is liquid gold. I found that at that point in my life, I was a full-time working mom, which I still am, and I've got three children that are 30 in their early 30s and a 14-year-old. So if you know anything about a 14-year-old boy with a 50-year-old mom, it takes a lot of energy. And I wanted to just lay out on the couch, and he wanted to go for a walk. So that wasn't happening. So with my pink drink, that changed everything. I quit being the tired couch potato. I quit just, laying around and just not wanting to live life anymore. I thought that's what turning 50 was all about, not sleeping well, not being regular, all those fun things that you just think you have to live with. So in comes Plexus, and I'm telling you guys, this has been the most phenomenal, life-changing thing I've ever found. Starting with the pink drink, it's giving me, like I just told you, all the energy and everything. And then gut health, what was that? I mean, that we didn't talk about that. No one used to talk about if you went to the restroom regularly. And now that's like normal conversation for Plexus people. Finding gut health has been just amazing for our whole family. I found that I don't have the inflammation anymore, which I didn't realize that my gut, most of that was inflammation. I thought I was going to be able to diet or exercise that away. And just 20 pounds came off and that whole stomach gone. My shoulder and my elbow problems that I had, that was caused by inflammation. And I was thinking I might have to have a surgery. Now I am able to go to the gym. 58 years old, going to the gym, working out, enjoying the heck out of it. All because of my gut health. So this has been just an amazing ride. It has been a life-changing thing, not just for myself, but for my husband. He has a healthy gut now, and he has problems with his legs due to nerve. Can I say all that? He has problems with his nerves, and he is taking our product called Nerve now, and it makes a huge difference in him being able to just walk every day. He is on our Omega, which I am on as well. I've replaced everything in my cabinet. I don't take ibuprofen anymore. I take our Ease products because it doesn't hurt my liver. We, as a family, take the Omegas for our heart throughout the fish pills. No more fishy burps. We have replaced our multivitamin. And ladies, if you are anywhere near in the hot flash stage, our multivitamin has been a huge improvement for me. I'm talking 90%. I might have a hot flash once or twice a week compared to 4 or 5 a day. So if you have people that are complaining about that, these products have just addressed problems I didn't even realize I had, nor were they able to, address those. So we are like a full line Plexus family. We love it. My children, my daughter and my son have both recently started on our new lean, and we did the 14-day challenge. That has just been a phenomenal life change for us. My son just got married, and he lost 14 pounds on that 14-day challenge, and I lost 7. My dress actually fell to the ground. A little bit of extra little fluffy pounds went away. So that was phenomenal. So y'all, every product, I'm a firm believer. I would not still be telling people about these products or having people ask me after 2 years if they didn't really work. So I'm a believer. I'm not a salesman. I've never been a salesman. I'm an accountant by nature. And these products sell themselves. Once people see you using your products, I cannot stress how important it is to use your products consistently every day. Drink your water every day. Take your pink drink every day. Make all those pills that you want to choose and take fit into your lifestyle. when I first started, the regimen was a little more spread out during the day, and we have made that a lot more concise where I can take everything almost morning and night, just twice a day while I'm at home. I don't have to drag my pills everywhere unless I want to take like block or something when I'm cheating. But make the products fit into your schedule. You will not be sorry. Take them consistently. And as far as the business goes, that was sort of accidental. I think most of the people who are doing Plexus now say, I was never going to sell. I was just going to pay for my products maybe, but I was never going to be that person that people was going to run from. Y'all, I've not lost friends with this business. I have gained some of the most precious people, and Miss Sue Carty's right there. I would have never met her had it not been for Plexus and countless other people I just can't even name. Lose friends, forget it. I've gained in every respect. So I think that's about it for my story.
Oh, thank you so much. And I want to add, you have a wonderful before and after picture. I wish I had thought to have it here tonight with you, but we'll share that if you're on our team page. We'll share that in the comments. And thank you so much for sharing. I think that's great for people to hear just how it's fitting in your lifestyle. So next up, we have Megan Anderson. I am so excited to hear your story. Let me unmute you, Megan. Here you go.
Hey.
Hey.
I appreciate you asking me to do this tonight. My story goes back a few years, actually. My husband, we've been married for almost 19 years now. We have 2 children, Callan and Annabelle. Annabelle is 10, Callan is 6, and I'm a makeup artist by trade, by the way. That's what I do. It's my favorite thing. But anyway, all that to say, my husband used to be a football coach. He was the football coach for 19 years. Some of those years were really, really great, and some of those years were rough. 2014, we went to the state championship. He was working at a 7A school, high pressure. He handled the pressure like it didn't exist, and I did not handle it well at all. But we had just been to the state championship 2014. We had lots of kids coming back. Not lots, but we had enough kids coming back that we thought, the next year should have been great too. We did not win that state championship, but it was great to even get there. January 28th, his mother, my mother-in-law, one of the funniest people on the face of the planet, dropped dead of pulmonary embolism, age 58. Absolutely rocked our world. 2 weeks later, I was in the doctor's office with the flu, and also found out that we were pregnant. Totally unexpected. And anyway, my father had been suffering for close to 10 years at that point from something called multiple systems atrophy. It's a lot like Lou Gehrig's disease, but it moves more slowly and affects you a little bit differently. But anyway, he got pretty bad 8 weeks later. And I think I was about 10 weeks pregnant at that point. And on that Friday, we found out we miscarried. He went into the hospital the same day, had a DNC on Tuesday. He died on Friday, and then we buried him the following Tuesday. I was okay at first. I think in the process of grief and never having dealt with it before, there are so many people that are kind of around you in those first few weeks. But I started to do a steady decline after that. And I mean, the smallest thing would set me off. Smallest noise, I'm yelling at my kids. I mean, I was mean mama. It was bad. Started going to see a counselor and just trying to kind of talk it out, work through it. And she finally told me, I think you're depressed. And it was like I needed validation. I needed to hear those words. Even though I really didn't want to hear them, I needed to hear them. So I went to my doctor after that because she couldn't prescribe anything, of course. And so he prescribed me a depression medication. And I went home and read all the side effects, possible things that could happen, was terrified and didn't touch it. And she had told me there were some natural things that, we could do. And my mother-in-law, honestly, she had really passed away as, yes, she had pulmonary embolism, but it was most likely the result of a particular prescription drug she was on. So by this point, I'm super leery anyway. I found out how the FDA approves drugs. Y'all, it's not good. It's scary. So yes, when I want my antibiotics, and I'm grateful for those things. I'm grateful for prescription drugs when we need them, but they also terrify me to a point. So anyway, I'm still kind of looking for this natural thing, and basically it has to do with diet. I'm a horribly picky eater, so that's not gonna work super well for me. And then exercise and just various other things, but obviously that was going to take longer than a prescription pill was going to take. So in walks who I didn't really know at the time, Melissa Amos. We started talking one afternoon on the front porch of the dance studio where our daughters dance together. And my work schedule had kind of shifted that week. And she was teaching Zumba at the time. And I happened to be off the days that she was off. Usually it was apparently flip-flopped, and we didn't know at that time. So we went to breakfast and we just started talking. And I mean, it was like we had known each other since we were 5 years old. And so she started sharing with me about Plexus, and I'm asking questions and everything. And, you know, it was kind of blowing my mind. I mean, she's sitting here telling me of these people that had bought the products from her that had great success with depression and anxiety, all of which were much worse for me at this point because I had not been treated. We're in the fall at this point, and football season that was supposed to go well was not going well. So it was rough. So anyway, bought the products, and again, I'm scared of things like that. So I actually had Chad try them first. Chad had a blood pressure spike. It runs in his family, and it sent his blood pressure to a healthy level, and it also helped with some cholesterol level issues that he had. So I started trying it then, and I can remember being at work 2.5 weeks later, and it was like there were lights in the sky or something that hadn't shined in the longest time. And I was happy, and I hadn't really known what that felt like. And I think sometimes when you're sinking into that hole, you don't know that you are sinking into it until somebody says you're not you anymore, or you're in a bad place, or somebody else has to point it out to you sometimes. So 2.5 weeks into it, I had very clear proof that it worked. And as I kept rolling with it, I still had clear proof that it worked, because there were times that I would be undisciplined and I would get off of the probiotic and Biocleanse for like a week thinking, oh, I'm good now. It would creep right back on in. And it's still that way. Actually, I say that now, but I don't go without it now. But there were multiple times that I tried that and it didn't work. You have to stay with it. There's definitely something to gut health for sure. So all that to say, fast forward, I'm doing really well. The next 2 football seasons, if I'm being straight with you, were really, really bad. December 27th, 2016, we find out we are expecting again. I was 39. We were done and had absolutely no plans to have anything to do with having babies anymore. We were good. Oh, good. Sorry, that's my child. Go to bed. Anyway, so we had no more plans to have anymore, and it was terrifying. Oh, okay. It was terrifying. I didn't really, it took me kind of a while to get used to this, to sort of be okay. I don't know why, but I maybe struggled with a slight bit of anxiety in the process of that, but otherwise I was still okay. So at the 20-week ultrasound, we found out that there was something wrong. Everything had come back right. Every blood test we had taken, everything had been totally fine. And it was the kind of wrong where it was the girl, where she was not going to survive. She had thanatophoric dysplasia. They found out about a week before she was born. She was born at 36 weeks. Go to bed, please. And then after she was born, she survived for about 30 minutes or so, and she passed away. And it was awful. And I should have at that point been on the floor with depression and anxiety. And I never really struggled. I had some bad days, some rough days, some hard days, but never that depression that just debilitates you, won't let you move, won't let you get out of bed. And we had been through some pretty serious grief before, losing a mom and a mother-in-law, a dad and a father-in-law, and a miscarriage of a baby. But infant loss was a whole nother animal of grief altogether. Sorry, I usually don't get so emotional talking about it. Anyway, all that to say, I look back at it and I was so scared that I was just going to end up in that bad place again. And I'm on the phone with Melissa from the hospital. I had been rushed up to UAB by ambulance and everything happened so quick. I didn't have my probiotics with me. And I was scared of that more than anything, because I was afraid if I just missed one night, I was going to go back to just a bad place, going through everything that we were experiencing at that point. But and Chad was still on the probiotics. That's my husband. He was still on the probiotics as well. But I am here to tell you, I never went through depression. Chad never went through depression. We made it through the grace of Jesus. But I'm so thankful that there were clean, healthy products in my life at that point to help me not have to go back to that place. And there are so many other people out there who are struggling and who are suffering and need that help as well. So if ever you need belief in anything, please know that if God puts this in your path, then he might just have a really great plan for you to use it. And I'm preaching to myself as much as anybody else at this moment, because I definitely deal with the fear sometimes of sharing, and then complacency and various different things. But it truly is absolutely worth it, and it's wonderful, and it's such a blessing.
Thank you, Megan. Thank you so much for sharing. Megan, I was thinking as you were speaking, and I'm sure you agree, like God puts this a lot in our lives for reasons we didn't know about, and it's out. And I look at so many things like we didn't realize that's why. And I think my speaker is messing up. Is that me?
Okay, but it's okay.
Yeah. So, okay, well, I'm going to hand it over to Miss Sue. Miss Sue, I'm going to mute myself when my speaker doesn't mess up.
Happened here. Julia.
Yes, ma'am, you're good.
Or can you see me?
Yes, ma'am.
Because for some reason my screen has just gone out. So anyway, as long as y'all can see me. Hey y'all, I'm Sue Carty, and I live in downtown Leroy, Alabama. And yes, it really is a place. And downtown is because we are not a city limit. We're just a little community. It's been a wonderful place to raise our family. But I have, well, Mike and I, we have 3 grown children, 14 grandchildren. So I have been a Plexus ambassador for 2.5 years. And the way that I got started on this journey was actually by a Christmas gift. And it will be 3 years this Christmas. So I had Julia and my son. They had encouraged us for over a year for Mike and I to try the products. And of course, we made all kinds of excuses, as we hear a lot about that. But anyway, that Christmas, Julia asked me, Miss Sue, what do you want for Christmas? I said, just give us some of that Plexus stuff. So guess what? We got Plexus stuff. And Mike, my husband, he was given the Triplex, which is the Slim Pink drink, the probiotic, the Bowel Cleanse, and they also gave him some Mega X. And for myself, they gave me the Triplex and the X Factor multivitamin. Well, it did not take us long to fall in love with the products. So then on April the 13th of 2016, I signed up as an ambassador so that I could get the lowest price I could on the products. And then I realized that we believe in the products, and I believe that I could share with other people and help them. So that's what I did. So I signed up for it. So they like I say, I mean, for both of us, I wanted to try to make enough money to cover our monthly products. So with Mike, one of the biggest things that has helped him, that poor fellow was plagued with migraine headaches. He has had for years. He took a prescription medication that when he had an onset of the headaches, he would take. Never a month did he get through without running out of the medication. So then, can you believe that for 2 years, he has not had a migraine headache? Now, that is big. That is big in your life there. And for a 67-year-old who's active, he has less aches and pains. He has energy. Let me tell you, he believes in the products as much as I do. And for myself, I was able to get rid of my sugar addiction. And I know some people don't really believe in sugar addiction, but it's real. It truly is. And I mean, I couldn't find anything that was too sweet for me. And let me tell you, last Sunday night, we had a reception at our church. The punch, I could not drink it because it was so sweet. Oh, that is a major accomplishment in my life. And if you read and study about sugar, it is horrible for you. And I can't say that I still don't have some, but I used to be envious of people who could take a little slice of cake and eat it instead of 3 or 4 like I wanted. That's what I would do. So I am so proud of that. And another thing that a lot of people can relate to is that I have gone on so many diets in my lifetime. I bet I have lost 5 pounds and gained it back. I probably have lost enough 5 pounds at times. I probably have lost 100 pounds in my lifetime. So, but 5 years ago, I actually went on a diet. Well, they called it a life change. So it changed my life, all right, and the people around me for about a couple of weeks. I was forced to force myself to eat foods that were healthy that I didn't really want. And I did not understand about that. I actually lost 12 pounds in 3 months. But then what happened? I gained it back. Well, I'm going to tell you, getting your gut healthy, I have lost 14 pounds, and I have kept that weight off for 2 years. That just shows you about how important gut health is. I mean, I don't crave all those bad foods that I used to eat. I mean, I love healthy foods now. It's just made a huge difference in my life. And I just really believe the Lord has led me into this journey. When I started considering the business, I respected Julia. I respected the women that she was involved with Plexus. They're devout Christians. And that is very important to me. And a true Christian, they're going to be honest. And that's why I felt like what they were telling me was the truth. So through this journey, a few months ago, I earned a cruise, which I'm excited about. But let me tell you the thing that I'm the most of. It shows me that the Lord has led me to this. I have always wanted to go on a mission trip. Well, in July, I am going on a mission trip with our church to Puerto Rico. 2 months ago, when I looked at my Plexus check, I made enough money to cover my expenses for that mission trip plus $59. Now, you tell me if that's not a godsend. I mean, I truly believe that. And I want to tell you what was and here I am. I'm about to retire. I am going to retire 1 month from today. I have been in health care all of my adult life. I have been with the same doctor for 38 years. I love helping people. And now with me continuing with the Plexus journey, I will still be able to help people. I can help them with their health and then also possibly with their financial freedom. There may be a mother out there who wants to be a stay-at-home mom. That's what Julia wanted to be, and she has been successful. I know numerous people who have been able to do that. Anyway, friends, oh my gosh, I have made so many friends. And that's another thing that I'm so excited about with me retiring. I will be able to continue having these close friendships and socializing, because that's what I'm going to miss the most of my patients, and socializing every day with them. So I do thank the Lord for this journey. I thank Him for Mike and I having better health. And I need to stay healthy for those 14 grandchildren. So thanks, y'all, for listening to me.
Thank you, Miss Sue. And yes, we need you to stay healthy for our grandchildren. Your grandchildren, my children. But yes, for those of you listening, I think this was just a perfect combination because all three of your stories are different. And that's one of the reasons I love Plexus. I tell people, I always say, you know, when I started Plexus, Lottie, my youngest daughter, how old is she now? She's going to be 7 in 2 days. So she was 3. And my 3-year-old took the products. It helped her with her eczema. And then my 90-year-old grandmother can take the products. And that's what I love about these products. They are for everyone. And, you know, whether your need is a health need, whether your need is a weight loss need, or maybe you have a financial need, Plexus can help you. So I hope that you know, some of these stories, maybe you can think of a friend. I'm already sitting here thinking of somebody that would, you know, relate to Megan's story or to Priscilla's story, to Miss Sue's story, that, you know, I'm going to have this recording. You can send it to them. Or if you have a question about like what exact products everyone's taking, you know, feel free to ask that on the team page or to message me, and I can find those information out for you. So thank you, ladies, for sharing tonight. We do a Building Belief call every month, so be sure just to tune in January. I think we already have our lineup ready, and we look forward to seeing y'all next week, next Tuesday's call. Thank y'all.